executive commitment journey is geared towards the highest level of the organization. No direct reports. Normally that team consists of 15, 20 people tops, and they're leading an organization. Sometimes the solution is also geared towards a business unit or an entity of a business and their top team. And this whole purpose is to help that top team really show a commitment to the topic, move people from approval to commitment. Many leaders get it, they feel like they buy in, but they don't know how to show up in a way that shows them as being an ambassador for a topic. And I think it's most impactful because they don't also get the opportunity to be open and honest themselves, because they have to be appropriate, they have to be right. They can't say things of any conflicting nature because it has such a resounding impact. So where do they tell their truth? And who do they tell it to? Their circle becomes real small. So they try to lead an organization. In this topic of diversity and inclusion, it even gets smaller because of the fear of making errors. So it's impactful because it's a safe environment for them to learn how to be a committed ambassador to the topic, but also understand the real value of that to their organization. It's not a feel-good work, it's about producing better outcomes and results, but they have to play their role. And so once you're able to talk with them, have that open discussion, get them to assess that value, it makes a major difference. And all the efforts that are underway get supported, get sponsored, has the right resources. So I believe in any process, executive commitment is key to its success, but achieving it in this world just based on the sensitivity and the different ways this topic is seen can even be more dynamic. This solution is unique because when you start looking at D&I education, the premise of it has some foundational beliefs that everybody has to understand. However, as you operate at any level of an organization, those dynamics look a little different, feel a little different. And at the executive level, they get very different. And so you have to be able to approach and connect with executives, not just to understand the basics, but really the power and essence of what this work can do. And so I think it's unique first because of our ability to create that discussion. I spend a good percentage of my time doing this executive commitment journey and creating that safe, trusting, open and honest discussion for people to find their lane in this work, understand this work, but also, again, as I mentioned earlier, be an ambassador for this work. And so when you're able to competently get them into a dialogue, that's a unique component. You're not just saying, here's your script, here's your notes from your speechwriter, but how do you feel this? I'm not saying we have to feel it all based on personal experience of exclusion. It could be a business place, but a genuine ownership and commitment to the topic is established. And again, the way we do it in this open and honest, module discussion, talking about business impact, is also very unique. There's 3 components to it. It's define, declare, and demonstrate. So when you get leaders to define success and do it in a meaningful way, then they're able to speak to it comfortably and then demonstrate it both with their behaviors and their commitment to it. Organizations change, and it also becomes a positive experience. I think it has resounding impact way beyond just the D&I arena. I think 99% of the work in this area is good work. And I shouldn't even say it's good work, but it's work attempted at an audience different than executives. There's only 1% of this work that's really geared at executives and what they specifically need and the kind of questions that they ask. And sometimes, even when you ask a question, some people can see that as being resistant to a topic. And so they need safety. They also need clear directions on what they need to do as executives to show up differently. So it's not just a conceptual understanding, they need a practical application understanding of what to do. And then they also need to see and believe and feel about the values and impact and outcome. And so these things are needed to drive their commitment, but it also is not just what's needed, but the way to go about doing it. This solution is broken down into bite-sized moments of truth or discussion, 1 hour modules, 2 hour modules. So it fits within the context of the time they have, but it's not, at a level where we're not dealing with superficial issues, but we're dealing with real issues. So sometimes we just shorten the time, and like, oh, they're just gonna touch it. No, we're gonna get right at it. Get at it in the time period they have, and then give them that's what's required to kind of make a difference. And so it's so needed as we work with people, our chief diversity officers, human resources, whoever might be our primary contact, will say things like, I don't really know if they get it. I don't really know if they're really behind it. And so when they come out of this, they'll be like, wow, they get it. They're behind it. And I'll talk to them and know they get it and they're behind it. But it's needed for them to be able to exhibit that in a way for other people can see it as well. So that's a big part of the solution.